So I'm Imogen St George and I'm the head of history and politics at Godalming College. I'm going to talk to you about the History, Revolutions and Rebellions course.
I'm Phoebe and I study history R&R, philosophy and drama. I chose to do R&R because I really liked history GCSE. I found it really interesting, really engaging. We learned so many different topics and I sort of wanted to do more of that at A-level. And then I chose R&R specifically because I really liked the civil rights being 40% of it. I did civil rights at GCSE and I found it really interesting and I wanted to go more into depth in it. And I was also really interested in more sort of modern history, and I think R&R has more modern stuff like Britain, and civil rights goes to quite late, 1990s, so that's why I chose R&R.
Hi, I'm Connie and I study the Revolutions and Rebellions course for history. Well, I loved history GCSE, so choosing it for A-level seemed like a natural option. And I was really interested by the civil rights course in the R&R side.
We offer two different history A-levels at Godalming College. So if you choose to do history A-level, you've got two different choices. The Revolutions and Rebellions course follows the OCR specification, and we cover a wide range of topics on that specification from American and European history. So in your first year with us, you will study a unit that looks at modern British political history. So we start with Churchill and his leadership during World War II and the debates surrounding how significant Churchill's war leadership was. And that is a source-based unit, so we do lots of analysis of primary source material. And then following on from that depth study, we then look at British political history that spans the period from the end of World War II all the way through up to 1997. And then alongside that in year one, you will study the Unit 3 course, which looks at civil rights in the USA. And this is a brilliant course that covers the period from 1865 through to 1992. So we study civil rights and the emerging movements in America after the end of the American Civil War, all the way up until the 1990s. And we look at the civil rights of African Americans and American women during year one.
My favourite bit about the course is definitely the people. Everyone is so friendly and so nice. I really like my class, both this year and last year. I just had such a nice group. Everyone's really supportive, everyone's so nice, and I just really enjoy how we can have really nice debates and everyone just contributes and everyone's really enthusiastic about the subject, and it's just really nice.
My favourite part is the civil rights side of the course because I get to look at American history, which I'd never done before, but also just the range of the course, I'd say, because you look at British domestic politics and then including Winston Churchill, but then you also do the French Revolution, which is really interesting. So you get a really wide range of different types of history in the course.
And then in year two for Revolutions and Rebellions, you will carry on with your civil rights unit. So the year two content covers the same chronological period, but we look at the experience of Native Americans and also the experience of American workers and labour rights, covering the same period. And then alongside that, you will do the Unit 2 examined unit, which looks at the French Revolution and Napoleon. So you'll study the causes of the French Revolution and why France at the end of the 19th century was really ripe for political and social change, how that then descends into the terror under Robespierre, and then you look at the rise and fall of Napoleon. So those three units then feed into your three exams at the end of year two. Which make up together 80% of the course. You also will cover a coursework unit as well for history. And for that unit, you are looking at a range of historical evidence, historical interpretations, and your essay writing skills. And it's a sort of independent essay you choose from a list of 7 or 8 different questions. And then you produce an independent piece of work on the back of that. And our topics for that range all the way from the Crusades, through the Tudor period, through 19th century America, and then up to the Cold War and the Vietnam War. So there's a great opportunity for you to pursue the subject that you find most interesting.
The teachers are so lovely, they're so supportive. If you have any questions, they're so happy to help. When we're revising, they'll go through like anything that you're unsure about, and they're just such lovely people. And yeah, they're very friendly and welcoming, and they sort of build you in gradually when you first get there. You don't feel like overwhelmed or anything like that. And they sort of give you so much helpful tips, and they really prepare you well for the exams, so you're not scared going in too much, which is good.
Oh, the teachers are all really friendly, they're really nice, they always give really helpful and useful feedback. Yeah, and the lessons are just really engaging and useful, and they often include relevant things that are happening nowadays into our course, so you get to like understand why our course is still relevant today. And yeah, that's really interesting.
So we also in the department have run a number of successful trips on the Revolutions and Rebellions course. So we have some day trips on offer, our most popular one being to the Imperial War Museum in London alongside the Churchill War Museums, which links to the Unit 1 examined unit for R&R history. And then we also have run some really exciting residential trips before as well. So both to Paris, linked to the Unit 2 course on the French Revolution and Napoleon, and also to the USA in conjunction with the politics department for the Unit 3 Civil Rights course.
Last year we went on a trip to London, and that was focused around the Britain topic, and we went to museums, and it was really interesting. We went to the war rooms to do with Churchill because we learned about that in lower sixth, and that was really cool. It really helped us all sort of bond together really nicely. And then this year there was a trip to Paris for French Rev, and that again was just a really nice experience. Just everyone gets to bond together so nicely, which is great.
Yeah, so just this January I went to Paris to learn about French Revolution, that side of the course, and that was really great because it brought the history course to life. And it was really interesting. Got to look around loads of really significant buildings. So
to study history at Godalming College, you don't need to have done history for GCSE. Most of our students have done history for GCSE, but it's not essential. We will teach you everything that you need to know in terms of the skills that you need to succeed on the A-level course. It's a great A-level. It's very facilitating for all sorts of university degrees. In particular, it's very highly regarded as an academic subject. And it teaches you, in addition to you studying some really fascinating history, it also enables you to develop a whole range of transferable skills that are helpful moving forward in your education or in other areas that you might want to go into after college. Things like independent learning, group work, communication, the ability to write a really well-structured essay, the ability to defend a particular line of argument, as well as your critical thinking skills when you're looking at historical evidence. And our students do history alongside a wide range of different subjects. So lots of our students pair history with politics. They're both run in the same department. We have lots of students who take history alongside subjects like English or geography, law, sociology. But equally, some of our best historians have been students who are studying science and maths alongside history. They often have those really great skills of analysis that we want to see developed in history as well.
So after college, I'm planning to go to university. My first choice is Exeter, and I'm going to study liberal arts with either a major in philosophy or history.
hopefully I'm going to be going to Royal Holloway to do a joint course in history and music.
So hope you have found this introduction to R&R history to be interesting, and we'll look forward to seeing you at an open evening soon.